Alright, let's do a Pythagorean word problem here. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is draw and label a sketch of the problem. But technically, before you can draw and label the sketch, you should read the problem. Maybe read it 2 or 3 times. So I'll read it for you. It says a 15-foot long ramp is placed on the back of a truck. If the bottom of the ramp is 12 feet away from the truck, how high is the back of the truck? Okay, so we're going to draw a sketch. Doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, the main reason for drawing a sketch is to help you understand the problem and help you set up the equations so that you can find the missing value, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Alright, so here's my sketch. Okay, so as you can see, here's the ramp right here from the back of the truck. Okay, and then this is going to represent the distance from the bottom of the ramp to the back of the truck. This is how high the back of the truck is. Now if I had more paper and pencil and a notebook, I'd probably draw the big boxy part of the truck right here, and then maybe like a wheel over here or something like that. Okay? Alright, so now we need to label it. So notice 15-foot long ramp. So here's the 15-foot ramp. This is the height of the back of the truck, which we don't know, so I just put H. You can put any letter you want. And then this is the bottom of the bottom, right? So from the bottom of the ramp all the way to the back of the truck, so that's 12 feet. Okay. Now we notice that it's a right triangle, so we can substitute these values into the Pythagorean theorem, right? So here's the Pythagorean theorem: a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, now when you are substituting, the first thing you want to do is find the hypotenuse. Remember, the hypotenuse of a right triangle is always the longest side, and it's always going to be opposite the right angle. Okay, so here's the right angle right here. Okay, so opposite would be this guy. So this 15 is going to be where the C is. Okay, and that's where a lot of new students, they make mistakes. A lot of times they'll just see the unknown variable and they'll just assume that it should be by itself on the equals. That is a big no-no, right? So we got to make sure we find that hypotenuse. That's the guy that's by himself. And then the other two sides, the order doesn't matter. I could have put 12 squared here or 8 squared here. That doesn't matter here. Okay? So we substitute right there. And this is one correct way to do it, right? These could be switched. But this 15 has to be here. Alright, now we solve for the missing side. Okay, so we get 12 squared is 144. 15 squared is 225. Subtract 144 from both sides, we get 81. Take square root of both sides, we get 9. And then do not forget the units. Since this is a word problem, make sure you write the final units, and that is feet. And it is not feet squared, right? Because we're only finding a length. Okay, we're not finding area, so it's just simply feet. Alright, and that completes our problem.